Hey there, I'm Daryl, and welcome back to my channel. And if you're new, welcome. Hopefully you'll continue on. This is I think my third fly for my 6-fly series for smallmouth bass for a trip I'm planning to go up to West Virginia to fish the Greenbrier here in the spring. And the fly that we're going to tie is one of Chuck Kraft's creations, and we'll go ahead and take a look at it, and I'll explain materials as I go along, and they'll also be in the description. This here is Chuck Kraft's Crittermite, and it's an interesting looking fly. And this curly tail here is made out of suede. But, you know, you can maybe find them in plastic or wherever your favorite store is to get those done. All right, why don't we go ahead and get tying, and we will explain the materials as we go along. The hook that I'm going to use is a nymph hook in a size 4, a TMC 5263. You know, 2X heavy and a 3X long. So any kind of nymph hook that maybe follows that description you should be able to use. Again, I'm going to go ahead and debarb my hooks. And go ahead and put that in the jaws here. And the thread I'm going to use, there's not much left on there. It's almost empty. We'll see if we can get this one done. It's some 210 black. And we'll see. Otherwise, I might have to change it out. And we're going to take the thread back. I'm starting about the midway of the hook. And take it back to the barb of the hook, or where it used to be. And I'm using these from Eastern Trophies Fly Fishing. This is a brown or clove in there, and I believe it's a medium on their part. And I'm just going to trim some of this off. A little long, and I'm going to tie it on my side of the hook right here. And I'm going to make sure that when I'm tying it in, or when you're tying yours in, that the curve is going up away from the hook gap. That'll help prevent any fouls around the hook. And it will be just like if you're using a curly tail grub for your spinning gear. You know, the tail always goes up on that, and it's got the same purpose, to prevent any hook fouls. The next material I'm going to use is I'm going to use some variegated. You can use solid, but I'm going with medium black and coffee just to give it some contrast. And I just tie mine in right off the card. And I'm going to go ahead and strip some of this off to expose the core. Trying not to and I'm just going to come up just in front of the hook point, and I'm using some large brown rubber legs, and I've got 6 left here, and this piece is about 2 1/4 inches long, and you're going to want three fibers on each side for we're placing it. So I'm going to divide that in half, and I want my first set of legs pointing towards the back and down slightly, and a couple loose wraps so I can position it. And then I'm gonna fold that over so then it's kind of got a V right there on that part. And then I'm going to go ahead and I'm just going to trim it off so that they're both the same length. On there. Next I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to move my thread up to where I'm going to place a lead eye. And I'm using a large. You could use a medium. And that's about the 1/3 point. And I think I'm not going to be lucky here. I might be I'll run out of thread here, and I'm going to have to fix that. And I'm going to go ahead and put a little bit of super glue on those threads. And I ran out. And I'm just going to put a half hitch here to hold it. Hold it there, and then I'm going to go ahead and pause that. I'm going to pause it, and then I'm going to change my thread out. Let me go ahead and I'll start my thread again so I can tighten up those eyes. And helicopter around that. to take my other legs and angle them kind of forward. And do the same thing here. And I'd probably move my thread back about an eighth of an inch behind the eyes when I started this. And I'm going to move my thread in between where the legs are. On there. Now I'm going to go ahead, I'm going to build up my body, and it's not going to be just a single wrap. I'm going to use multiple wraps to make it nice and meaty for the fish, not a skinny fly. And this is probably the other reason why one other reason why I'm going to a heavier dumbbell eye is so that it'll sink with this extra buoyant material that I'm putting on. So I'm going to build up back behind these legs. And then I'm going to go ahead and go forward and build this section up. And then I'm going to put a couple turns between here and the eye. And I'm going to secure this in right here. And now I'm going to turn it upside down and kind of put that out of my way a little bit. Alright. Next I'm going to use some calf tail. And again, if you don't want to buy one or two, you can get a calf tail combo pack. It comes with 5 or 6 colors. And I'm going to be using brown, and then I'm going to want to clean out those under fibers. And I'm going to tie this in so it goes back to about the hook point. And I'm going to go ahead and clean some of this out right here. to the eye, to the front of those eyes, and then I'm going to apply just a little bit of super glue right there. Only because that calf tail can be slippery. And I'm going to go ahead and build up in here again. And kind of form over that eye. And add some of it to the front for a nose. And I'm going to lock it in place so I don't hide my eye in my hook. And then I'll trim it off. Now I'm going to apply some head cement and whip finish. And I'll give it one more. And kind of push my scissors in there to cut that off. And then what we're going to do is we're going to break these apart. All you've got to do is grab a tip of them and they'll just fall apart when you stretch it out. And there we have it, the Chuck Kraft critter mite. You know, we could level up them a little bit there. Make them look the same length. If that bothers you, yeah. And of course this is going to ride hook point up when it's drifting through the current. You just cast it out there and let it drift with the current and then strip it back, and that action will be all right there, and along with those those legs. Well, that's Chuck Kraft's curly-tailed critter mite. You can use other fibers or tails if you want, a straight-tailed leech style tails. Maybe even a piece of marabou might work if you don't have that. But you know, it's going to be with all that action in the water, it's going to be attracting those smallmouth bass. Anyway, I'm Daryl. Give it a try. Let me hear how it goes. And the next, we're going to jump from this series into the bottom dwelling creatures, ones close to the bottom of the rivers. You know, so it could be crawfish or some type of pattern that it imitates, a hellgamite, you know, something like that will be the next type of patterns that we'll tie for the smallmouth. Anyway, I'm Daryl. We'll see you on the water.